Focus only on yourself in 2025. Good morning, everybody. Let me start by saying this: 2025 isn't just another year. It's your year. This is the year to turn off the distractions, stop worrying about who's doing what, and finally start putting you first. We've all been guilty of giving too much of our time and energy to things that don't serve us. But this year we're changing that. So let's talk about how you can focus on yourself in 2025 and make it the best year of your life. Stop wasting time on what ain't yours. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get real for a second. How much of your time are you giving away to things that don't serve you? I'm talking about the gossip, the distractions, the endless scrolling through social media and saying yes to things you don't even want to do. Time is the one thing you'll never get back, and too many of us are just giving it away like it's on clearance. You know how people say time is money. No, time is way more valuable than money. You can always make more money, but you can't make more time. Every second that passes is gone forever. So why are you letting other people's priorities, drama, and opinions steal your most precious resource? Think about it. When was the last time you said yes to something you really didn't want to do because you felt guilty? Or because you didn't want to disappoint somebody, and then later you're sitting there thinking, why did I even agree to this? Let me tell you something, you've got to stop doing that. Reclaiming your time starts with setting boundaries. You've got to protect your schedule like it's the vault at Fort Knox. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying you should be selfish. But there's a difference between being selfish and being wise. Reclaiming your time means being wise. It means looking at your day and saying, what's really important here? What's going to move me closer to my goals? What's going to make me feel fulfilled? And then cutting out the rest. Let me tell you a quick story. There was this man I knew who worked his tail off for everybody but himself. Every time someone called, he'd drop what he was doing and go help. Every time someone needed something, he was the first to volunteer. But when it came to his own dreams, his own goals, he didn't have the time or energy left. Years went by, and one day he looked around and realized his life didn't look anything like the one he dreamed of. You know why? Because he spent his time building everybody else's vision instead of his own. I'm not saying don't help people. I'm saying don't help everybody at the expense of yourself. When you reclaim your time, you're taking back control. You're saying, I'm no longer going to let other people's plans, emergencies, or distractions dictate my day. It's about owning your schedule and making sure the things you care about, the things that matter to you, are front and center. And let's be honest, some of y'all are giving away your time to things that have no business being on your calendar. You're spending hours worrying about what someone said about you, replaying arguments in your head, or trying to fix situations that ain't even yours to fix. That's borrowed trouble, and you don't need it. Reclaiming your time also means understanding that not everything requires your attention. Some battles, not yours to fight. Some drama, not yours to solve. Some people, not yours to save. You've got to ask yourself, is this worth my energy? Because if it's not adding to your life, it's taking away from it. This year, I want you to look at your day like a bank account. Every hour is $1, and once it's spent, it's gone. Would you spend your money on things you don't need? Of course not. So why would you spend your time on things that don't serve you? Your success, your rules. Let me tell you something about success. It ain't one size fits all. Two people out here are chasing somebody else's success, and they wonder why they feel empty when they get it. That's because real success isn't about what looks good on the outside, it's about what feels good on the inside. Here's the problem: we've been taught to measure success by what we can show off. The big house, the fancy car, the corner office. Now, don't get me wrong, those things are nice, but they don't mean a thing if you're miserable while you're getting them. Success isn't just about what you have, it's about how you feel when you go to bed at night. So let me ask you, what does success mean to you? Not your parents, not your friends, not society, but you. Maybe for you, it's not about climbing the corporate ladder. Maybe it's about spending more time with your family. Maybe it's about traveling the world or finding peace in your day-to-day life. Listen, if you're waking up every morning dreading the life you're living, it doesn't matter how many zeros are in your bank account. That's not success, that's survival. And you weren't put on this earth just to survive. You've got to start defining success on your own terms. Stop letting Instagram, celebrities, or even your next door neighbor set the standard for what a good life should look like. Just because they're happy doing it their way doesn't mean it's the right way for you. And here's the thing: when you define success for yourself, you stop feeling the need to compete with other people. You stop measuring your worth by someone else's accomplishments. Their wins don't take away from yours because you're not running the same race. Let me give you an example. I know a woman who left a high-paying job because it was draining her soul. People told her she was crazy, but you know what she did? She started her own small business, something she was passionate about. She's not making as much money as she used to, but she's happier than she's ever been. Why? Because she defined success for herself and she built a life that matched her vision. That's what I'm talking about, y'all. It's not about impressing the world, it's about fulfilling your purpose. If you don't take care of you, who will? Let me ask you something real simple. What's the point of chasing all these dreams, working all these hours, and building all this success if your body can't keep up with the life you're trying to live? I don't care how big your bank account is or how fancy your title sounds. If your health is in trouble, nothing else matters. We live in a world where people wear burnout like it's a badge of honor. Oh, I only got 4 hours of sleep last night, or I skipped lunch because I was too busy working. Wow, that's not hustle, that's neglect. And let me tell you, neglecting your health will catch up to you every single time. See, your health isn't just about how you look in the mirror. It's about how you feel when you wake up in the morning. It's about having the energy to play with your kids, pursue your passions, and enjoy your life. It's about being able to carry the blessings you're working so hard to receive. But too many of us treat our bodies like they're optional. We eat junk, skip workouts, and push through exhaustion like it's normal. And then, when something goes wrong, we act surprised. Let me tell you, your body is the only place you have to live. You've got to treat it with respect. And I'm not just talking about physical health, mental health is just as important. Some of why are carrying stress like it's a second job. You're overthinking, worrying about things you can't control, and ignoring the signs that your mind is overwhelmed. Listen, it's okay to admit you need a break. It's okay to ask for help. Taking care of your mental health isn't weakness, it's wisdom. Let me share something with you. I once knew a man who worked himself to the bone for years. He was the first one in the office and the last one to leave. He sacrificed sleep, meals, and even time with his family. One day he collapsed at work. Turns out his body had been giving him warning signs for months, but he ignored them. It took that scare to make him realize he needed to slow down and take care of himself. You don't have to wait for a wake-up call like that. You can decide right now to make your health a priority. And no, it doesn't mean you've got to turn into a fitness fanatic overnight. It starts with small changes: drinking more water, going for a walk, choosing the salad instead of the fries every now and then. It's not about being perfect, it's about being intentional. Your body is your foundation. It's what allows you to show up for the people you love and the dreams you're chasing. So let me ask you again, if you don't take care of you, who will? If they ain't lifting you, why are they around you? Let's talk about your circle, because who you let into your life matters more than you think. The people around you can either push you closer to your goals or pull you so far off track that you don't even recognize yourself anymore. And let me tell you something, if the folks in your life aren't lifting you up, they're weighing you down. Every one of us has two types of people in our lives, supporters and drainers. You know the supporters when you see them. They clap for you when you win, they cheer you on when you're struggling, and they remind you of your greatness when you've forgotten it yourself. Those are your people. Keep them close. But then there are the drainers. Oh, you know the type. They're the ones who always have something negative to say. The ones who can turn the best news into a complaint. The ones who never clap when you win, because deep down, they don't want you to succeed. These are the people who suck the energy out of every room they walk into, and if you're not careful, they'll suck the energy right out of you, too. Now, I'm not saying you've got to cut everybody off and live on an island by yourself, but what I am saying is, you've got to protect your space. Your energy is precious, and you can't afford to let just anybody into it. Think about it. How do you feel after spending time with certain people? Do you feel inspired, motivated, and uplifted? Or do you feel drained, frustrated, and doubting yourself? That feeling tells you everything you need to know. And let's be honest, sometimes the drainers are people we love. It might be a friend you've known forever, a coworker you see every day, or even a family member. But just because you love them doesn't mean they're good for your growth. You can still love them, you just have to love them from a distance. I know it's not easy. Sometimes it feels like you're being mean or selfish. But let me tell you, protecting your peace is never selfish. You can't pour into your own life when someone's constantly poking holes in your bucket. Surround yourself with people who believe in you, even when you don't believe in yourself. People who call you out when you're slipping but do it out of love, not jealousy. People who celebrate your wins like they're their own. Those are the people who belong in your life. And let me tell you something else, you don't need a big crowd to win. Sometimes we think the more people we have around us, the better off we'll be. But let me drop some truth on you. Quality beats quantity every single time. You don't need 20 people cheering for you. You just need 2 or 3 who mean it.